all starts when I went to visit my friend at the beginning of the month and found him a meeting with elderly lord sitting at a coffee table, but there was a one detail, that he had red hair. I excused myself, but entered that way and Son Holmes pulled and closed the door quickly.
Sit, Watson. Their case having actually been of a great interest to me. Remember I said the other day, when we began to study the problem presented by Mr. Mary, who, because of the strangest facts and combinations of extraordinary circumstances, we needed to convince us that the life itself has much more daring than you can imagine.
Yes, doctor, but you still have to accept my point of view. I will continue to bore you with a lot of facts until disorient and you admit that I'm right.
As soon as sat down, as learned from my friend Holmes, the every detail presenting the clothes of the interrogative, but not earning much because our visitor has just the features of the common British dealer, obese, verbose and slow. Holmes already has locked in the various details are.
The obvious fact that has been factory worker, took snuff, Freemason, stay in China and has written a lot lately.
At the moment, Mr. Jobs Wilson jumped for the history with the index finger of the newspaper, but the eyes fixed on my friend.
How did you discover all this, Mr. Holmes? Very simple. I found that you were having a hand library much larger than the other, exercising the muscle of the hand. As for the snuff and the Freemason by the Lord to use a bow and compensating the pin of the tie.
Oh yes, I forgot that, but and the various emails written lately.
This was easy, by only the physics and the power of farming of his living.
Of course, as I am not to these details, but what about China?
Because you have a tattoo in your right wrist of a fish, so it have been done in China.
Magnifique.
While Mr. Holmes showed Mr. Jobs where tracks, I was looking for the newspaper advertised at some information.
Watson, did you find the advertisement?
Of course, Mr. Holmes, pointed with finger the column in the newspaper stick. Due to recent death of the Isaac Hoffins of the Minas Gerais, Brazil, is opening the place that gives right to another member of the league to receive the salary of the pounds downloads by purely numbered servers. Our red-haired men that were in perfect physical mental health with over the 20 on years were eligible. Treat yourself on Monday at 11 o'clock. Talk to Duke and Ross in the offices of the league on Street Cafe number 340. Who wanna do it? I asked effort reading twist the advertisement.
Now no longer jokes and
Tell all of your life, Mr. Jobs.
it's the Folha de São Paulo 40 April 2002, just 2 months. Well, it was like I just told you, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I have a small pawn business in Listre Vasconcelos, near the Metro Villa Mariana. It's small and hardly give me assistant me lately. Formerly could afford the 2 helpers, but now I have just 1 and would have difficulty in paying the same debt if you do not accept half of salary, since the other half costs business development.
What is the name of the young Mr. Jobs?
Call of you should spoke.
Still in service, I suppose, too, Mr. Jobs.
Of course, he had a little girl of 13 years who cook and clean my home. I wish that God had made me with a head hair.
Why?
Because there is a spot in a league of head hairs. I believe that may have more occupations there.
But what is this league of head hairs? Tell me everything I don't know.
As you can see, there is a spotting the league has founded by Isaac Hoffins, American millionaire who had head hair and sympathies with those who had the same color of his hair.
I think you have everything to win this contest. Why not try?
I really would like to, but I think the chances of me winning can be the same of another man.
Can be, but what is cost?
I think I will follow your advice.
I will cheer for the Lord, even more.
Thanks so much, even more.
Upon arriving at the location of the vacant room, examined Mr. Jobs, so had 2 chairs in the table. This is Sir Jobs Wilson. He would like to help you for a vacation.
Good evening. My name is Duncan Ross. The time to would have available.
For 10 to 2 p.m.
Okay, we're hired. But there is a but you can never leave. On any circumstances, must work serious during the 4 o'clock. If by a chance my visit ever, will be cut off the benefit.
Okay, for me it's alright. When do I start?
Then combine. Do not forget, tomorrow at 10, be there.
Of course, it will be a pleasure.
During day after day arrive on time, and Mr. Job fulfilled the task of transcribing the Enciclopédia Brasileira with his own ink until you reach the end of each first weekend receiving your work.
Here's your £4 by this work week.
Mr. Donka accompanies the Mr. Jobs of the 10th breakfast by Joe's the 2 p.m. But little by little it was falling to upper. At the end of the 80 weeks, he had transcribing a lot, and the next day was time to his work, which he found the door closed at the key with the cardboard writing.
The head heading is dissolved 10 April 2012.
Sherlock Holmes and the locked at the piece of the paper and they started to laugh.
Why are you laughing? There's nothing funny.
Please continue.
Then, when I went to the building of the head, I stuck a paper on the wall. I asked the neighborhood, and they said that he never heard this league.
All the circumstances point on red heads that the league never existed.
It will be an honor to investigate your case, Mr. Jobs. Certainly is an extraordinary case. We will strive to clarify all the facts, but after let you ask a few questions. How long is your work in the terminal?
About a month.
Why you accept to do work there? For sake of the work?
Cause he has a good appearance.
What about the sidekick, the Vincent? The business went well since you went to work in there?
I can't complain about anything.
He also is in the morning. It's not very good. Thank you, Mr. Jobs.
After 2 days, Sherlock and Watson were the various places until they reached the resolution of the matter.
And I already had some clues for what happened.
Do you feel all this legal story of red hats was only an extractive to keep you away from your Saturday time?
What?
Please come. I will tell to you. It was a plan of Vicente and Duca Ross to steal the Bank Itaú because your store is behind the bank.
Really?
This was a contest to keep you off for a while. For the time, Vincent and Duca Ross did the role that you'd lead the largest bank still in the history. For the time, Vincent and Duca Ross did the role that you'd lead the largest bank still in the history. A few days ago, I saw the trains of Vincent were with mud. He said me that he was visiting I went in a country house. I saw too that the store had a footprint of mud.
How did you discover all this, Mr. Holmes?
I asked for the neighbor and the doorman.
Oh, now everything seems to obvious. How much I owe you, Mr. Holmes?
Anything the bank offer. I like you are to discover the case.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. If I need the Lord again, I will contact.
Even more, Mr. Jobs.
Thank you, Sherlock Holmes. We're coming up in another life.
And so ended another case of Sherlock Holmes.